Imagine looking up at the night sky and realizing that empty space itself has, like, a North Pole.
Yeah, which is completely wild.
Right. I mean, standard physics insists the cosmos has no preferred direction. But we're getting this avalanche of new data that's forcing us to, well, rethink that entirely. So welcome to today's deep dive.
Glad to be here.
Our mission today is to explore this really fascinating proposal. It argues that standard cosmology isn't just throwing random anomalies at us.
Yeah.
It's actually revealing a hidden architecture.
It's a massive shift in perspective, for sure.
Yeah, and we're basing this on a paper by Boris Kriger. It's titled, One Event, Many Witnesses, the QCD Vacuum Phase Transition and RP3 Topology as the Unified Origin of Cosmological Signatures, confirmed by 2023-2026 observations.
It's quite a mouthful, but Kriger takes 8 independent anomalies, things that usually just get brushed off as observational flukes, and he argues they're actually symptoms of one unified structural mechanism.
Okay, let's unpack this, because the core problem with the standard model, the Lambda CDM model, is that it treats these 8 weird observations as, totally separate glitches.
Exactly. There's no single physical mechanism tying them together.
Right.
So to find that mechanism, we actually have to rewind all the way back to the quark-gluon vacuum plasma phase transition.
The QGVP.
Right. During this super early epoch, the universe was just this soup of free-roaming quarks and gluons, and as it expanded, it hit a critical temperature. That's where those particles violently snapped together to form protons and neutrons.
Standard models treat that cooling as relatively smooth, though, right? But Kriger implies it was more of a violent snapping point. Is this QGVP transition like, say, water freezing into ice and cracking the container, and those gravitational waves or the cracks we are finally hearing today?
What's fascinating here is how perfectly that analogy fits the mechanics. That sudden crystallization of the cosmic vacuum released an immense amount of energy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it generated a stochastic gravitational wave background. And the recent NANOGrav 15-year data set totally backs this up.
Right. They measured that background gravitational hum, and it had a very specific spectral slope, right? Like 3.2.
Exactly, 3.2.
And why is that 3.2 number the smoking gun here?
Because a slip of 3.2 mathematically aligns with the sudden acoustic shock waves of a rapid phase transition.
Oh, I see.
The old assumption was that this hum came from supermassive black hole binaries just, slowly spiraling together over eons. But that would produce a totally different frequency slope.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Furthermore, unlike ancient light, which gets scattered by the early cosmic plasma, these gravity waves pass through literally everything untouched. We are literally hearing the acoustic crack of the universe's formation.
That is insane. So this violent phase transition basically rings the universe like a bell.
Yes.
But this is where the paper kind of pivots, right? Because a transition like that doesn't just happen in a void. The shake of the bell actually matters.
That is the crucial link. The framework argues that the universe has a specific closed geometry known as an RP3 topology.
An RP3 topology.
Right. Think of it less like an endlessly expanding balloon and more like a mathematical hall of mirrors where space actually loops back on itself.
Okay.
And this geometry actively shaped the fallout of that phase transition.
Which brings us to those JWST impossible early galaxies. Like, we've seen massive galaxies forming way earlier than standard physics allows. How does a looping shape fix that timeline?
Well, in a closed RP3 geometry, the vacuum energy density behaves differently at those early stages.
How so?
Instead of matter having to slowly clump together in some infinite flat expanse, the underlying topology naturally compressed the matter.
Oh, accelerating structure formation.
Exactly. It provided the exact gravitational scaffolding needed to build those massive galaxies so quickly.
Okay, but what about the axis of evil? Because you have 3 totally independent observations. Alignments in the cosmic microwave background, a cosmic matter dipole where galaxies literally pile up in one direction and early galaxies rotating asymmetrically.
Right. Those are the big 3.
Wait, so the entire universe actually has a handedness or preferred direction. Isn't that exactly like saying empty space itself has a North Pole?
I mean, if we connect this to the bigger picture, it absolutely does. It destroys the whole cosmological principle that the universe is the same in all directions. If space loops back on itself in an RP3 topology, that repetition creates a fundamental grain to the universe, almost like the grain in a piece of wood.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, so the axis of evil isn't an error. It's actually the visual alignment of the universe's structural grain.
So bringing it all together, Krieger's framework just flawlessly weaves these 8 distinct anomalies together without even having to adjust parameters.
Yeah.
By combining the sudden shock of that phase transition with the looping geometry, standard cosmologies, disconnected flukes suddenly become a unified, predictable structure.
And for you listening, this represents a really profound shift in how we understand our place in the cosmos.
It really does.
It moves our perspective from living in the aftermath of some random chaotic explosion to residing inside a highly structured, geometrically precise architecture. It changes everything about how you see the structural patterns of reality.
It really makes you wonder, though, if the universe has a fundamental built-in direction guiding everything from galaxy formation to the cosmic microwave background, what does that mean for the parts of the cosmos we haven't even observed yet? Like, are we hurtling toward a cosmic destination we can't even see?